In the shadow of a quiet green mountain on the Bay of Naples, stood one of the busiest cities in the Roman world. Pompeii was home to as many as 15,000 people, merchants, bakers, senators, and slaves, living in a city that had no idea it was built beside a volcano. Pompeii's streets were paved with stepping stones to keep togas out of the mud. Bakeries turned out fresh bread every morning. Bathhouses, brothels, and a 40,000-seat amphitheater kept its citizens entertained. Graffiti scratched into plaster walls still survives today. Election slogans, love notes, jokes, the ordinary noise of a living city. For days, the ground trembled. Small earthquakes were nothing new here. The region had always shivered a little, so no one paid them much attention. Then, on an autumn day in the year 79, the mountain they thought was just a mountain split open. Across the bay, a young man named Pliny watched a column of ash rise 30 kilometers into the sky, spreading at the top like the branches of an umbrella pine. He wrote it all down in a letter years later, the only surviving eyewitness account. His uncle, admiral of the Roman fleet, sailed his ship straight toward the eruption to save what lives he could. He would not come back. For hours, pumice and ash rained down, thick enough to cave in rooftops, but it was what came after that killed most people in Pompeii, searing clouds of gas and rock, racing down the mountainside at hundreds of degrees, faster than anyone could outrun. Death, for many, came almost instantly. By the next day, Pompeii was gone, buried under 6 meters of ash and pumice, wiped from every map. For more than 1,500 years, the city everyone had forgotten simply stopped existing, sealed and silent beneath the ground. In 1748, diggers hunting for treasure struck stone walls no one expected to find. A boundary marker, still legible after all those centuries, spelled out a name, Pompeii. The lost city had been found, and with it, an almost perfectly preserved snapshot of Roman life. A century later, archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli noticed something in the hardened ash, hollow voids, shaped like human bodies that had long since decayed away. He poured in liquid plaster and waited. What came out were casts of the dead, frozen in their final moment, a discovery that turned a disaster into some of the most haunting images in archaeology. Today, Pompeii is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, visited by millions, and still being excavated nearly 2,000 years later. About a third of the city remains buried. The tragedy that ended one city became the reason we know so much about how an ordinary Roman one actually lived.